Top of the morning to you laddies. It's your boy Northernlion. Episode 4871.2. The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. So far so good. You're gonna give me a middle half character. You're gonna give me a front half character. How can there be a middle half? Between 25 and 75%, idiot. That's the middle half. Just because it also leads to a non-continuous half of 76 to 25 on the other hand. You think you can math-splain me? You think you can math-splain me? We should not be doing that. But while being greedy, it's also potentially a gateway. What a room, dude. What a room. It's a gateway for us to possibly get some benefits. Halitosis is basically useless. And I gotta say, we're on a groove. We were not on a groove recently. We are on a groove now, and it feels pretty solid. Turns out, you know, most of the problems that I was having with the game, known as the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, were not actually problems that were that present all the time. Really just, you know, as Eden gets a little exacerbated. Can I tell you something? I have a, you know, nobody's perfect and nobody's perfect, but I have a history, without a doubt, of getting songs stuck in my head. You know, the bones are their money. Shit, mama told me not to, I did it anyway, misbehaving. I'm so thirsty, you already know. 64 ounces daily of life-giving H2O. Anyway, you know, there's all those. For the last 5 days or so, I have had What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers stuck in my head. But it's not even the whole song. Which is, I mean, I think it's a good song. If you don't know it, it's, you know, it opens with dun 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 dun, and then it's got a little keyboard. So that's the piano part. Then it's got a little keyboard part that goes over the top, the counter melody. Anyway, you might have to listen to it. I'm not really doing a bang-up job of explaining it. But the only part that is stuck in my head is the Doobie Brothers singer at that time of their band's existence, who is Michael McDonald, who I believe also sang, I mean, a prolific solo career, but also sang in the band Chicago, I think. He was like kind of the go-to guy when you needed like an extra vocalist, like your vocalist passed away or quit the band. Michael McDonald was there to be the guy. You know, the angelic effects carry over, by the way, so we're going to keep it going here. And move to the next floor without putting ourselves at too much risk. He's a very distinctive voice. The only part that's stuck in my head is Michael McDonald, like a bearded septuagenarian Kool-Aid man, busting through the wall of that song and going, "He come from somewhere back in here long ago," and just over and over. You know the annoying bird meme that was popular around like the Fallout 76 announcement time? You know the one I'm talking about. The bird is like a bird singing, and then in the fourth panel it gets like super loud or it interrupts another bird, etc., etc. That's what I have, except instead of a bird, it's Michael McDonald. He comes from somewhere back in long ago. It's not even a really good impression. Michael McDonald he's a good singer. He just has a very distinctive voice that makes it easy to mimic. It's like a Christopher Walken sort of thing. Appreciate the bone tears, thank you. And again, I can't stress enough. I think it's a good song. Yeah, I thought I could maybe thread the needle, but I had a feeling we were gonna get hit there. That's not like, there was no lazy plays in there. We looked for a Spirit Heart even on the Blue Fires, which you normally don't see this early in the game. Just kind of ran into a tough room there. I have tried to get it out of my head. Then, of course, you know, I was working out today. Track 1. Yeah. You can rely on the old man's money. Track 2, it's algorithmically picked radio. Here comes a song, we're back in a long... I know almost no other lyrics to the song. Except for the part where he goes real high and goes, what a fool believes, a wise man has the power. Anyway, sorry, my cats just both woke up and looked at me. Hey, you know what? Probably shouldn't have taken the risk of taking that pill, but I figured if there was ever a time, certainly having 6 heart containers, you know, renewable HP sources seem like a pretty appropriate potential situation. And the Tears upgrade hopefully can offset for the fact that we're not going to get a deal with the devil on this floor in all likelihood. That actually doesn't affect our deal with the devil status, but obviously, well, you know what? If that doesn't affect our deal with the devil status, we should get some Yum Heart charges and then go to our curse room. We might not even, yeah, we don't even need the Yum Heart charges. I wonder if there's, the answer is probably yes, because, you know, there's a lot of people working in academia. But I wonder if there's ever been a study about what makes a song catchy. Does it vary from person to person? Another Tears upgrade. So I'm trying to think, very rarely do I get classical music stuck in my head. You know, like there's never been a situation where I've been like, you know, out with somebody and they've been like, dun, 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 and I'm like, no, don't do it, it gets stuck in my head forever. It's literally never happened. But, so for me at least, I think like a lyrical component is necessary. But it definitely does not need to be in the same language. Because you know what's a catchy song that sucks? Macarena. And the whole, I don't know what they're saying in this song. It's a taka 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 Macarena, a taka 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 tena. Taka 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 Macarena, eh Macarena. That's it. That's all I got. I bet it's something to do. I don't know, I was gonna say like a BPM component. Like I feel like, you know, like upbeat songs are more likely to get stuck in your head. Like very rarely do you hear like a ballad and you go, oh, that's catchy. You know? Maybe I'm wrong though, I don't know. I'd be interested to see if there have ever been surveys or studies done. What makes a song catchy? I'd love to hear what, you know, the catchiest songs are. Oh, the catchiest songs of 2019. So this was a bit wonky. We maybe should not have gone into our curse room, but I expected, you know, the average yield of a curse room is probably like 2 spirit hearts. You got all the fires, you got red chests. You might not get spirit hearts, but you can get the equivalent value from getting a red chest that gets you a deal with the devil, or you can get some guppy items, which are worth something that for now we're just going to quantify in the nebulous global currency of spirit hearts. But I have no complaints about this run right now. If I have a quibble, a minor qualm, help, then I would say, obviously, would help me out a great deal to get a deal with the devil on this floor. We do have a... No, we don't have a 100% chance because we got a deal with the devil on the last floor, and it wasn't that good. Which is fine, because we had the HP necessary to take advantage of it. Yeah, okay. Why did I take multi-dimensional baby? I'm sorry, I was mid-conversation about Michael McDonald during that. I took it mostly because when you got 6 red hearts, I think you can afford to take one of those hearts and use it basically just as deal with the devil precedent. That one hurt. I didn't think I was gonna walk into that. Maybe shouldn't have wandered into the maelstrom, you know, the center of the storm. Thank you, appreciate it. It would be a really good floor for us to get like a damage upgrade as well. Doesn't have to be incredible. Steven, Small rock. I'll take what I can get, you know. It's we're immediate post NLSS Wednesday situation right here. It was a good show today. Always enjoy playing a little bit of Remnant from the Ashes with Robert. I know this is what starts off this conversation literally every single time. But I really think, in terms of 2019 sleeper games, Remnant from the Ashes is like my #1 sleeper hit. I think it's probably, and I've said this exact phrase, I'm sure, but it's definitely top 10 of 2019 in my personal list right now. Still stuff coming out, but I don't think it's likely to get bumped. I think it might be like 6 or 7. And I'm here to tell you, they are different games. But I think it's like in a battle of like what I see as the 2 most prevalent looter shooters released this year, or like let's just call them maybe like co-op shooters. Can we take both? We can. I think we still just prefer Yumheart. I really see Remnant as being like fairly superior to Borderlands 3. Now, I want to be clear, if you're going to point fingers at Unity for who is responsible for us not finishing Borderlands 3, I am among the last people, I should say, that you should point the finger at. I never entertained the thought of not finishing that game. When other people said, hey, I'm not necessarily feeling it, I did say, well, if nobody feels super strongly about us finishing it, then we can pivot. Now, who was through the original stone? That's not for me to say. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. All I'm doing, and our tiers upgrade, it'll put us at the cap here, I think. All I'm doing is saving myself from the bus. I'm leaving 3 guys out as well. I'm not going to be like, hey, you take my place under the bus. I don't think Borderlands 3 is a bad game, but I do think Remnant... I mean, there are different... Borderlands 3 is first person, Remnant is third person. Sure. Borderlands 3 is way more about the loot. Remnant is way more about, well, the story, I suppose. But, like, you know, enemies... Well, I was going to say enemies are less bullet spongy, but that's not really true. But I think it's a much more, like... It's an experience where the items that you get are not the core of it. I really feel like when people talk up Borderlands, they're like, check out this cool gun I got. They're not like, wow, when Handsome Jack yeeted Claptrap, I felt that. We're going to try something a little brazen here. A fortune. I'll try. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I don't know what constitutes a sleeper hit. I guess it's a game you don't hear a lot of people talking about, but, you know, you think is very good. Usually those awards go to Zachtronics games for me. Like, I still think if we're doing, like, a Game of the Decade list, the one that would surprise you with how high it would place is Opus Magnum. Shenzhen IO is also, like, it's a masterpiece in my opinion. But Opus Magnum, I think, is maybe the superior game in general. But it's close. And they're both very, 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 very good. You know, there would be stuff up there that would not surprise you as well. But I think Remnant is like... People have been coming into my chat. They've been like... Hey, would you recommend this game? And I've been like, dude, we've been playing it for 11 weeks, 1 hour per week, and I should have bought another Spirit Art on the previous floor. I wouldn't say it's been the highlight of my week. That would paint the picture of a 30-year-old man living perhaps not the happiest life possible, but it has been a highlight of my week. Like, I've really enjoyed on Wednesdays not having to think of a game for that segment, and I go, oh boy, what are we going to see in Remnant today? I think they did a bang-up job. I'll stand that game. Doesn't bother me. Thank you. That's a nice get, if only to get us back to full HP after an ill-advised investment. This run is these are all my bad, and it makes it that much worse. This is a Flash-style Maggie run, where we just have, you know, good damage, mostly rate of fire, but the bone tiers help out a lot. The bones are also the money, and so are the worms. Where was I going? I forgot. It doesn't matter. Remnant's is a good game. That's I will go to bat. Perfect World. Are you watching this video? Probably. It's your job, right? All video game developers and publishers have to watch every video every YouTuber puts out so that they're able to monitor the spin around their company. Perfect World, if you're listening, greenlight Remnant 2. It's in your Q zone. It's a guaranteed hit. It's not exactly in my Q zone, is it? Forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about video games. As one is wont to do. Death Stranding comes out soon. I have no idea whether or not I'm going to play that ever or immediately. Like, I don't know. It really, I can see it going either way. That's a game, I'll admit, despite having a position in the media, I suppose, I'm also waiting to see what the media thinks about it. I blame myself. We probably still were not going to get the deal, but it hurts. Next floor, though, we got it, dude. No pressure. If Death Stranding is hailed as a Lynchian, high lifestyle, science fiction, abstract, just endless words to make it seem like I'm smarter than I actually am, throw them at the screen here. We'll just add that in post, please. I will probably play it. And reviews / the game will have been out for like a week and a half by the time this video goes up, so we'll see. I'll make my prediction. I'm not afraid. If the reviews are like, it's an interesting and perfunctory third-person adventure game, I'll probably might stall a little bit on playing that one. We'll see. I do think it's very interesting video game marketing. Almost all video game marketing is hyper explicit when talking about the way things work. And it's interesting to me because, you know, games are really kind of an unusual intersection between commercial product and art, you know? You know, there was a decade-long debate. Are video games art? Well, some are and some aren't. That was meant to be a wordplay. It didn't really come out right. If the question is, can video games be artful? The answer is yes. Are all video games art? No, absolutely not. In my opinion. Is FIFA 20 art? Is NBA 2K20 art? No. Are bad games that try to be interesting art? Yeah, I think they can be. It's not really about quality. I can see it more as ambition, you know? Like, and I like a lot of the commercialized games. I mean, I play F1 2019 this year. I would not consider that an artful game by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's a great game, though. So, yeah, I mean, I think games can obviously be art. I don't think this is it's kind of a tired discussion, right? But they're also product, you know, and in particular, sports games are just the best example because very few people will disagree with me to begin with. But, you know, annualized sports games are their product. And there are, you know, parallels to that exist in the world of cinema. You know, everyone's going to be like, yeah, like Marvel movies. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, you know, my feelings on Marvel in general are pretty positive. But I think those movies actually fall more into, like, the art camp. What falls less into art camp? Well, I was more like, You know, this weekend there was a horror movie marathon on TV, and I watched like 4 of the 7 Saw movies. And certainly I got the feel by like the 7th Saw movie or the 6th Saw movie that Lionsgate Pictures did not necessarily believe that they were putting out an incredible artful product, and instead they were just publishing a commodity of, hey, we need a horror movie to come out on Halloween weekend for box office numbers. So I think some, you know, there's a spectrum. I think some products straddle the line. Some are more commercial and some are more artful. But most video games are like, check it out. It's the new game from Cliffy B with the revolutionary new shoot stick. Click in the right stick and gain an unprecedented amount of control over the firearms in your arsenal. Customize them on the patent-pending shoot stick workbench. A first of its, you know, like they go into unbelievable detail over every single mechanic in the game. I am struggling to think of a game that has made it to release with so many of its mechanics being opaque as Death Stranding. Every piece of media I've seen for Death Stranding, except the trailer that came out today, that hilariously some people are like, there's spoilers for the mechanics. Okay, maybe that's a topic for another video. Has spoiler culture gone too far? Anyway, I'll file that one in case we record more Isaac today. But every other piece of media has been like, yes, Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen has oil dripping from his eyes, and you know, this guy's called Die Hard Man. You gonna play it? Are you in or are you out? Pre-orders start now. And you're like, well, I don't really know what it is. So what I'm interested to see with Death Stranding, one way or the other, I think it's actually, I won't say it's had an impact on the world of games, because I think it's, you know, who knows, it might come out and be horrible. But it's a novel and very interesting case of games marketing, where we know so little about the actual mechanics. Well, we know it's a Strand game, as Hideo Kojima tweeted. Anyway, I think it's interesting. I'll go to bat. My personal hunch, and this is based on no evidence, it's just my own worldview laid bare. I bet that it will get decent reviews, but will be a fairly, hear me out, let me get to the end of this sentence. I definitely do not think it will sustain the level of weirdness that people think it will. I would love to be proven wrong if they do it properly. I expect it to be, you know, a third-person action-adventure game with some like gross-out sci-fi imagery, which would, I think, be pretty cool, honestly. But I think my hunch, having been in the business for a while, which doesn't mean anything because reviews are already out. I might look like a fool by the time this video goes live, but there's something exciting about that. It's kinetic. It's all happening live right now. My hunch is that, you know, at the end of the day, this is still a game that needs to be played. Probably. Not definitely, but probably. So I'm assuming that at some point they're going to be like, this is your life bar. Your life bar represents your vitality. When your vitality hits 0, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. But I could be very wrong. Who knows? And that's enough, you know? I think I worry that if my hunch is true, it will look like the game has disappointed people by not living up to the strangeness of its marketing, which I think is potentially valid, but I don't know. I'm talking as if it, like, what I'm saying means anything, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't played the game yet. I did also see it's coming to PC, and I thought it was pretty cool that they tweeted that it was coming to PC before the game actually came out. So if you're the kind of gamer that is like, you know, I would rather play it on PC. The tweet was kind of just like, they didn't have to do that. No, not many people would have been upset about them, I think, not doing that. But the alternative would have been like, hey, it came out on PS4. Oh, reviews are amazing. Oh, everyone loves it. People buy it for their PS4. 3 months down the line, they're like, this summer it's coming out. So I think they did gamers a solid on that one. Unless you're one of those people who's like, now that it's not a console exclusive, I don't want to play it because it's not fair. I bought a PS4 for this game and yada, yada, yada. You get the... You know what? We didn't want quad shot. This is a tough choice, but I think we're going to fish for damage. I mean, we might as well. It preserves the HP. It's actually better than Yumheart, probably. Although that is debatable at this point of the game. This is good. Sort of. It is also a little scary. But especially if we don't have greed in our shop, this could be a pretty good setup. If we could buy, you know, I've got no problem buying 6 red hearts if we have to. I suppose we could also go back and use Yumheart once. Also have no idea where the shop is. Oh, it's right there. Sorry, I had a little brain fart. Momentary brain flatulence. It happens from time to time. It's a little bit more of a touchy run than the 2 that I had earlier today. So there's no reroll machine, which is frustrating, but not unexpected. That's fine. We will take school bag, and then we'll roll Yumheart in addition to what we got going on here. And this is some... See, I'm doubling down. Everybody who said NL, you're playing a little lazier in Isaac. We're getting off of this lazy play now, okay? We're back. There's a subtle relationship between confidence and competence, dude. That's all I'm gonna say. When you're confident, you're not even paying attention, you're making better plays. That, you know, it feeds into itself, and when your confidence is eroded... Oh. Yeah, because we took the bones. That makes sense. Anyway. We're okay. But this would be a great floor to not lose that deal with the devil chance. And any deal with the devil, and I really, in this case, do mean any deal, is pretty good. I'm also meeting you guys in the middle. Okay, that's not really necessary, but I'm meeting you guys in the middle. We're fishing. Dry baby would be fine, but mostly we're looking for, I mean, black cards would be great. Cards would be good if they're the right cards. If they're the wrong cards, they would be at worst meaningless, I suppose. This has the feel of the stage of the game that is gonna... It's gonna be dangerous. You know, what we do here will define the rest of this run, I think. I'm willing to use a few more bombs just to check. It is what it is. We fished for it, we didn't find it. Okay, we'll try again. Lots of skulls, dude. 4 skulls, no payouts at all is very surprising. Okay, we only have 3 bombs left. We're not gonna use bombs on Mom, so this is not that touchy, but like... It is a little surprising. I would describe this as a below average skull payout so far. Okay, here we are. We're only on Dank Depths 1. I thought I was about to fight Mom. Okay, so now we have to pivot quite a lot, quite frankly. We did spend all of our money donating to the donation machine. Luckily, I mean, with Head of the Keeper, our money came back, but we could have had a lot more money. That's okay. I'm realizing we're probably going to be at like 40 cents when we leave this room, so I'm not sweating that. I wouldn't describe this as a bad thing. Like, now that this is Krampus, I do find that a little annoying. But we can take... I mean, Lump of Coal would be really nice for us right now. But Head of Krampus can also work because we can hold 2 different items. 2 different spacebar items. Man, I did not comprehend the true power of the slowness on this run. Okay, we did get Krampus's head. I would accept, like, realistically, we are probably going to lose maybe a bone heart or 2 here. Don't shoot the messenger. We're going to work on it. Honestly, might have been a decent time for us to have Krampus, just because our HP is a little non-traditional when you got all these bone hearts. You know what I mean? I don't know, because they count as spirit heart deals with the devil, but I don't know if you can actually use them for deals with the devil. I don't know. We would have figured it out eventually, I suppose. Once we have Krampus's head, I would like to, maybe like to check that out. It came from somewhere back in long ago. It just does not relent. Listen to the song. You're gonna be like, that's not what he sounds like, but I get what he's going for. I stand by the question I asked on Team Unity this week, which is if Michael McDonald really wanted to be seen as a true member of the Doobie Brothers, he should have changed his name to Michael Doobie. Boo! They're called the Doobie Brothers. Why don't you go look up the Jonas Brothers? It's not Joe Jonas, Nick Jonas, and then, hey, I'm Tim. I'm Tim Francis. One of the Jonas Brothers? You'd be like, that's ridiculous. Who's this Tim Francis clown? This is for real Jonases only. You're not part of the turbo team. Don't run. Okay, we're saving it for a real boss. An actual difficult boss. Alright, he's gonna have to do. Sure, I guess if we're gonna use a key accidentally, might as well go the whole way. And the tears upgrades, well, a few times I'm gonna turn on my nose at a tears upgrade, but it is what it is. Hey, you know what? Smart guys would use a bomb to look for the secret room there. I think that would have found it, is my expectation of things. We will probably not care so much about our arcade, but let's see what's in it. We will care a lot about our arcade, because this is a real good one. We'll blow this guy up, and we'll play the regular size judgment here. I'm telling you, I feel bad for you if you're watching this, and you're like, you know, you probably clicked on this, 50-minute Isaac run. It's a train wreck waiting to happen. It's not really a train wreck. It's actually like, for now, it's the exact opposite. We cannot be killed. We are immortal. But we do suffer from a lack of damage. That's obvious and non-negotiable. Sure. Okay, don't waste this one. It'd be real nice to get you to pay out. Okay, we're gonna slow our roll here a little bit. Is one of the very few ways I think we could compromise this run. We're in a real nice spot right here. Once you stall on this for like more than a millisecond, it's really like you gotta get out. If we lose a bone heart, I don't really mind. I would prefer not to, of course, but you know, we do have a prayer card. It's gonna put us in a good spot where we're not gonna be relying. That was so dumb. Exclusively on our bone hearts for survival. But I got hit trying to be too aggressive and honestly overestimating the amount of damage. Let's call it like I see it in reality. Overestimating the amount of damage that overestimating the amount of power. That's what I mean to say. That 3.5 damage is actually capable of outputting. Sorry, I can't get Michael McDonald out of my head long enough to form a coherent sentence. Tinted rock, small rock, please. It's okay. I do believe, what a fool believes, I do believe that Judgment is gonna, the Demon Judgment back there is gonna help us out. I mean, he can't not, right? I also see a little bit of a, oh, I thought that would be a secret room there, and we would get cursed room access. That's my mistake. But to be honest, I see this as kind of a potential, like, I mean, yes. See, this is kind of like a potential watershed run, you know? What do you do when the game gives you one of those low damage situations, you know? Do you resort to being a little bit greedy? You resort to playing lazy, sloppy ball? Or are you gonna stay tight and carry this one to greatness? What's our game plan? Well, you know, winning would be ideal. It feels like a secret room now. I think I placed it wrong, which is, you know, okay, now you've kicked it out of the way, and on principle I refuse to give you another bomb. Rosary is not good, but it is good enough for right now. It is a passive and temporary benefit, but at least it's a temporary benefit that, like, helps us out immediately. It gives us what we need, which is, you know, protection for our hearts and survival above all right now. But this would be a great time to beat the odds, because we're not getting an item that we need from Mom. This would be a great time to beat the odds and get a deal with the devil. I'm thinking about it, but I don't think I can afford to play the self-sacrifice room. No. So it's a 1/3 chance. Getting a deal with some actual power here would be nice. We aren't quite unkillable once we start taking double damage, so, you know, you gotta keep playing a solid game there. As you can see, 5 rate of fire and 10 damage is not gonna do amazing work for us forever. I do appreciate the Gimpy pickup. I think we're gonna get a lot of half red hearts out of that. Occasional spirit heart. We're gonna be very tough to kill, even if we don't get more damage. The real danger for me is that psychologically I'm gonna want to die faster. But I'm bracing my brain and avoiding the negativity that I've slipped into in the last, you know, couple of losses that kind of resembled this one, but admittedly we're not nearly as strong defensively. And we're just gonna keep our attitude positive, though it is work. I think it is also gonna provide us benefits. Now you can't say that that's necessarily why this worked, but okay, that is gonna be nice with Gimpy. Presumably the more luck up we get, the better it'll be. And Curse of the Lost. Definitely more than mildly annoying. You know, when it takes you 36 minutes to get to the mom fight, you do start to look at the... You know, every item pedestal that doesn't give you an item that actually improves your damage does feel a little bit like a slap in the face. They hurt more later, you know? They have more cognitive weight. That's okay. We got another decent chance on this floor of picking up a deal with the devil, at least for now. I love that she took a shortcut around here just to get into a better position to get hit. That's my kind of boss. I am, honestly, dude, there's a small temptation to play the self-sacrifice room. I don't know, I mean, I don't really want to teleport to Blue Womb. And it's been so long that I honestly have forgotten, like, what the best outcome is for those rooms. I'm sure you can get an item from them. You can definitely get the key pieces, but, like, I know. I'm just happy we found the boss. We will go back for that half red heart, though. If this run continues down this path right here, I will leave this run being very happy. I will feel like I have played the game that you need to play that maybe I did not play the last few times we found ourselves in this, like, low damage situation. And that'll be a step up in mental toughness. Please. So we did get a deal. It's a bad one. That's up there with the worst. We'll head down to the next floor regardless. Progress is being made. He's actually gotten a damage upgrade. It's one of those situations where I think the fact that we got the damage upgrade this late is gonna make it feel so much better, you know? I consider myself a fair man. If I'm gonna say that, like, every time you don't get a damage upgrade in the late game, it hurts more. Every time you get a damage upgrade in the late game, I think you appreciate it a little bit more. I believe that's the case, at least. So I'm high on life right now. And the curse room is actually open to us. Still think we deserve the red hearts over Dark Bum for now, but I think he got one from us and turned it into a spirit heart, which is kind of the best of both worlds. A Demon Judgment, I'm just gonna tell you, Demon Judgment, you're a little late. You know, a floor or two ago, I would have taken more advantage of you. On this floor, we gotta take care of number one. I should check, by the way, while I remember. This PC, how much space we got? 92 gigabytes, okay. I've forgotten I've been installing a lot of large games. I don't want to accidentally have my greatest Isaac episode ever lost to the annals of bad storage management. We should be in the clear here. Ooh. Tears up. Maybe this makes me a whiny baby. Don't stand there. But I do feel like... Why stand there? I do feel like the tier cap could be removed, right? Like, it's mostly like a who cares sort of thing. But, like, if we're gonna say who cares whether there's a tier cap or not, why not just make it the most fun way possible? You know, nobody's gonna turn up their nose. Oh, I used to like Isaac. But then, they removed the ability to cap your tiers. And the runs got too fun. So we beat the odds on 3 consecutive deals with the devil. I'm a very happy man. I'm actually going to go for my shadow just because we have the HP base. I'm going to say that, you know, the nail, you've done, or you're going to do a good job for us here in the future. And prayer card, you did a great job. See you later. Incubus is definitely our biggest get. The nail is also, very, very helpful. Okay. Yes, absolutely. And I would say we might even be at, like, decent damage now. Like, I actually almost feel strong. That was a great shot. We need that card. If that's an Emperor card, I'm gonna leave this run with, like, the biggest smile on my face you could ever imagine. If it's a Sun card... If it's the world, if it's Hierophants, you're gonna see a very happy man. This run is, you know, sometimes you need a vacation. You need a reprieve from the banalities and the stresses of everyday life. You need to get 2 pina coladas, 1 for each hand. as Garth Brooks said. Sometimes you don't need a vacation. What you actually need is a test. A test, you can tell I've been watching the Saw movies. A test that's just right nudged up against the level of difficulty you're comfortable with. And this run has not been difficult mechanically, but it has been difficult, like, psychologically. That's fine. Just to get over the tedium, more or less. And by tightening everything up, as a result of that test, we leave ourselves in a better position. Sometimes you need to step away, but sometimes you need to step closer. I will still say, hour-long Isaac runs, that sort of thing isn't my bag, baby. In today's day and age. But as far as hour-long Isaac runs go, this one, you know, you can get worse. You can get worse than this. So I think I'm just going to save the moon card until we get to the chest, and you hope that it teleports you to the secret room closest to the boss. If it does, okay. If it doesn't, okay. I mean, we're in a real great spot right now. We're unassailable. Unlike a boat. Unassailable. You get the idea. So we should go back for this. This gives us a damage upgrade. In addition to... oh, excuse me, sirs. I would like to get the Spirit Heart just for peace of mind. Thank you. I think we can still be hit by these shots, but we're unlikely to be hit by them. Okay. Oh, that's the dream. Thank God we have some presence of bone. Which is something I don't recommend you put on your Christmas list, unless you're into that sort of thing. But without the bone tears, I'm pretty sure Incubus would be kind of a disaster right now. But between Incubus, Fate's Reward, our own shots, I think we're getting enough detritus to make an appreciable difference here. Dark Bomb, this belongs to you, I believe. Thank you. Any I was gonna say any last luck upgrades before we went down, but I've made a mistake and I went down too early. That's okay. We can see everything. Ooh. So good. Now, who would have thought... I mean, there's no reason really not to take them, to be fair. But who would have thought we would finish this run with a luck stat approaching 50? I think there's only one item that can give you that kind of power, and we got it. So this... I mean, I love it when a plan comes together. The bone tears do make this a little scary HP-wise, but... not too much. Look, you don't have to fire too many shots to get out in front of these guys. You're not going to be dealing with too many ricochets, is what I'm trying to say. Just wait him out. You don't need to shoot when he's coming for you. That's a lazy play. That we still did anyway, but that was more justifiable. He was really quick. How are you supposed to deal with it? He was behaving at the speed of light. He's gonna make a supersonic man out of you. No. That's fair. I mean, I do not believe we could conceivably stay away from all the shots that are coming our way. Excuse me. Oh no, I was gonna say we got a damage downgrade for picking up the heart, but we didn't. We got a damage downgrade because the nails effect was over. It was gonna be a minor one anyway, but if anything, losing 0.75 damage for taking an HP upgrade, if it's so minor, why put it in? But we're not going down that road. That's an ugly road. Now, if you really wanted to get you know, min-maxy about this one, between the nail, unicorn stump, 99 bombs, you could pretty much create an unlosable situation. Which is wise, but at the same time, we're already in that like 99.9% victory camp. It's the kind of run that if we lost this run at this point, it would be like a low point for our play over the course of the series. It's one thing to lose because you never get the good stuff. It's another thing to get the good stuff and then crap it up, you know? So I think at this point, you know, it's like being nervous going into an exam where you've got 100% in the course. Sorry, 99.9% in the course. It's like, it's not bad to be prepared, but at the same time, just relax. And I also have to tell myself to just relax and slow it down. You know, sometimes when you get to the end of a run like this, there's a little pressure that I put on myself to play faster, play a little sloppier, really. Just because of the fact that I want the run to be over. I think this is one of the rare times it's pretty defensible. You know, it's a long one. That was pretty solid. Hello, Tomo. Tomo has taken one whole nap over the course of this episode. If you were watching this to fall asleep, I have full confidence. I can say whatever I want to say right now. You must be asleep, or alternatively, by just hearing me say those words, you were jolted awake, in which case I apologize. It was not my intention. As somebody who has that happen to them from time to time, it's a frustrating feeling. I have many jokes right now. All I want you to know is I have jokes that would probably exacerbate insomnia, because nobody knows how to joke about something than someone who occasionally suffers from that same thing. But I'm not even going to make the jokes, because just by making the jokes, it might make it more likely for you to not have a restful night's sleep. And I'm here to tell you, I hope you have a restful night's sleep. Hear me out here. An active and engaged community is very nice. But an asleep community is also pretty good. They choose your videos while they're awake, and then they close their eyes and are rendered unconscious whenever there's anything that they could complain about, because, you know, videos occasionally have mistakes. But we made it. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It's a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!